What's going on, YouTube world? It's Jay Coffee Talk, tapping back in with another one. Now, if y'all have been keeping up on the channel and everything going on, recently there's been a lot of discussions, about a wicked individual running around these YouTube streets, this YouTube world, more or less cultivating a cult, relying heavily on manipulation as those kinds of individuals often do. But based on all the events that transpired, with other individuals and the wicked one kind of getting involved, things came back out and under review, and people got to talking and really realized the truth once and for all. And based on all of that, I kind of wanted to do a flashback, throwback video, and talk a little bit about a disgraced fighter, a disgraced MMA fighter who is now locked away, as he indeed should be, but, gave off all kinds of warning signs that this guy wasn't right, gave off all kinds of warning signs that he indeed is a wicked one himself. So let's get off into it. Y'all see who we're talking about. You know who it is. War Machine. Now, with all that being said, that intro and everything, right? No one's perfect. People make mistakes in their life. People lose their cool, make bad decisions. Yes, that happens. You know what I'm saying? But there's certain things that happen that people truly show that they are a danger to society, that they are a danger to the public. You know what I mean? That they are the types that if a profiler, the people, the experts that pick the brains and profile serial killers and other twisted, violent criminals, that if they pick these guys' brains, they would say, listen, get rid of these guys, ship them off to an island, lock them up somewhere. They're dangerous. They truly are sick individuals, wicked ones. And War Machine, aka John Copenhaver, actually really changed his name to War Machine, definitely indeed fits that mold to the fullest. Now listen, guys, when it comes to MMA, boxing, combat sports and everything, it's become a very popular sport. More and more over the past 10, 15 years or so, everyone loves MMA, everyone loves boxing. And I don't know everything about it, as I always state, guys. I love sports. I'm more of a football fan and such. But I do indeed love watching the combat sports, but I don't know everything about it. But what I do know, basically, and I'm sure, for those out there who know more, you guys can hit the comments and share a lot of martial arts, which, kind of what is, or not kind of, it is where MMA, branched off from. A lot of this is about discipline, honor, learning how to, channel your emotions and just make one a better person, a better individual. And like back in Karate Kid, when Mr. Miyagi rescued Daniel-san, and Daniel-san was just like, I want to go out there and get revenge and, crack heads and things like that. Miyagi was like, nah, we got to teach you right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put in that hard work, learn to focus and learn more about yourself and learn all the proper lessons and whatnot. And with MMA becoming more popular, I've heard people say things like, sometimes that part of things gets lost in the mix, lost in the shuffle. Now, once again, guys, I'm no expert, so please share your thoughts on that. But part of what I'm trying to get across here, is when you have someone who is trying to say that they have a platform where they're trying to do good in the community and different things like that. And as I pointed out, they go out and, stick their nose in gang politics, agitate street situations, ride around gang turfs, make fake videos, name drop people, you know what I'm saying? Bring people in that have knowledge of that life and present it to them as, I'm scared, what should I do? But then and then that person gives them genuine good advice, and instead they go out there and then try to name drop that person into the situation. it just shows you, you know, where their true intentions and true character really lies at, you know. And then you take that and look at all the different lies in the past and all the wicked things that have went on, and you see what you're dealing with there, you know. And when it comes to this War Machine guy, there was a lot of things before this horrific, brutal crime that he committed that, you know, he ended up getting sentenced to life in prison and isn't eligible for parole until 36 years later. There was a lot of other ish that went on before that just showed that this guy, you know, was twisted. You know what I mean? He got into numerous fights with regular Joes and parking lots, in bar fights. And listen, I get it that even though one may be a trained fighter, they can't just go out there sidestepping every situation. Sometimes you're going to have to get it in. But when it comes to this War Machine guy, it seemed like he was going out there kind of more or less trying to bully on people and get in issues all the time. And he ended up actually derailing his career through all this. You know, multiple times things that he did screwed his career up, where he had a 14-5 overall record, but on multiple occasions was released from contracts and missed fights. Once for making some really off-the-wall comments about another fighter who had passed away, and he said some things about that the guy, you know, went out there to off himself, and later that was disproved. But maybe you believe he was right. I don't know. You can hit the comments with that. He also served jail time at one point when he was coming up on a fight after violating probation. And he also, on another occasion, got injured leading into a big fight. But let's kind of get into where everyone knows that this video is leading when it comes to this guy. After getting out of jail, serving a couple years in 2012, in 2013, he ended up dating adult film star Christy Mack as he was trying to pursue a career in adult films. Well, he did pursue a career and did, you know, appear in movies, you know, at the same time, concurrently, you know, pushing his MMA career. But when it came to Christy Mack, they dated for about 1 year, 13 months, and they ended up breaking up, as she said that the dude was just flat out physically and mentally abusive.
Happening today, ex-UFC fighter War Machine will learn exactly how long he's going to spend behind bars. He was convicted of beating up his ex-girlfriend, porn star Christy Mack.
Yeah, War Machine has already spent some time behind bars, but he could spend even more. War Machine faces life in prison after being found guilty of beating up Mack and another man back in 2014.
And he said, now I have to kill you because people saw you try and escape. He said, now I have to take you to the desert and kill you.
Putting her down all the time, treating her real bad, you know, just being very narcissistic and degrading to this woman. Is like, I think we might have seen that before. I don't know. Hit the comments and let me know what y'all think. But after she left his ass, you know, because she said she originally looked at him as he was a passionate person, but then just soon learned he was abusive, controlling, and felt like he owned her. And after only a couple months of them being broke up, I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with what happened. He went and broke into her home where she was with her new boyfriend, where he beat the man literally to a bloody pulp, choked him within an inch of his life, and then after that, beat, violated, and assaulted Christy Mack for 2 hours. And y'all see all the pictures and everything. He ended up, you know, knocking teeth out, breaking all kinds of bones. It was truly disturbing. And this is what I'm talking about, where some people just really are real sick, twisted ones. Like I said, sometimes people make mistakes in their life and things like that. But look what we're talking about here. We're talking about a guy, you know what I mean, who is a trained fighter and is always out in the, you know, world trying to get in fights with regular Joes. You know what I mean? When he's in a relationship with a woman, she's just like, this guy's a sick individual. And when it's, you know, she leaves him, he hunts her down and brutally violates her. And like we were talking about in the beginning of this video, martial arts, you know, having to do with one improving their character and discipline and things like that. That's not what we're talking about here at all. But when it was all said and done, this guy went on the run and, was putting out tweets and social media posts, pitying himself, trying to play the victim. Have we seen this before as well? Someone violating someone and then constantly trying to put it out there that they are the victim. Manipulation, right? But this fool, because a lot of these individuals, they think they're so smart, but a lot of times they're really the fool. You know what I mean? His social media posts and tweets ended up helping authorities track him down, where they ended up federal marshals linked up with the now, I guess we could say, disgraced Dog the Bounty Hunter, and, locked this guy up, where he was charged with 34 felony counts and was convicted of 29 of them. Surprisingly, the most serious count he was not convicted of, which was attempted murder. I'm surprised he was able to beat that the jury found him innocent. But he also, was convicted of, I believe, kidnapping and a lot of other stuff. And like I said, hit with life in prison. And he is not eligible for parole until 36 years into that bid. But check this out. While he was still fighting the case and going to court, he tried to off himself, where a, sheriff's deputy or a CO or whatever found him and was able to cut him down. And they revived him and said, nah, man, you ain't going nowhere except for prison. Now, what's pretty wild about this, though, is after all this, right, he has a girlfriend or wife. I believe they ended up getting married. And a lot of people will say, wow, that's shocking. Who would marry this guy? But like we pointed out before, a lot of these sick, twisted criminals, there's women that are like obsessed with them in some kind of weird way. I mean, as I stated before, Ted Bundy had a woman come and marry him and devote her life to him while she was in prison. And, a lot of times, or majority of the times, I believe, with these people who seek relationships with these kind of sick, twisted people, they're very, very twisted mentally themselves, or I don't know. Like, y'all can hit the comments with your thoughts on all that. But, like I said, these people cultivate cults and try and push narratives as they were victimized and things like that, when that is indeed the furthest thing from the truth. So hit the comments with your thoughts on all this, guys. Once again, Jay Coffee Talk here. Just thought that I'd bring you guys this kind of throwback video where we speak on this a little bit based on everything that's been going on recently in these YouTube streets. No one's perfect at all. Of course not. This we most definitely know. But there's a line. There's a line in the sand, right, of the wicked ways. You know what I mean? Think about it, guys. What do they say? The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist, or something like that. I don't know. Tap in. Let's talk. New viewers, sub to the channel. Hit that notification bell, guys. It's Jay Coffee Talk. I thank y'all for tuning in. Catch you on the next one. Peace.